Good morning, Terraria players, and welcome to the first episode of my run of the Secrets of the Shadows mod. I am Bladeburger, your local 100%er. Before we begin, the support on some of my recent videos has been astronomical. Thank you all for that. I'll be sure to amp it up as we go into the new year. As this is a Terraria modded video, here's a list of every single mod used in this run. It's the premiere, so it's all of them. If you have any suggestions or ideas, be sure to let me know so I can take a look at them and potentially run them. As for texture packs, this mod has a texture pack associated with it, so I'm running that as well as a burger slime mount because I can. I'll also note that for the series, I will be aiming to try and make them shorter to reduce my editing load so I can make a lot more other videos and get ahead on editing. I probably won't succeed though on making them shorter. If you like the video, do the stuff the algorithm likes, it helps the channel. Now let's get into the mod. To start off, I made a large expert mode world. Randomizing the world evil gave me Crimson. Spawning in the world for the first time, I was met with a small house structure, which included a bed. Very nice of the mod, very cool. There was also a new bar on the top of the screen, the Void Bar. I'll explain how it works when I actually get weapons that use it. There was also a starter chest in the house that had a few goodies. Not too long after, I ran into my first modded enemy, the Flowering Slime. It dropped a fragment of nature when it was killed, which was used in a variety of early game gear. I then walked away to explore the world, discovering a few new things. In a chest, I found a spiked club, a melee weapon that launched spikes. I wasn't doing a melee run, but I'd use it until I got a setup for what class I'd actually run. Exploring more, I found a structure in the ice biome. It was used later on in hard mode, but it looked cool. I then ran into and killed a treasure slime. It dropped some surface chest loot. After fleeing from a natural king slime spawn, I crafted the Acorn Bag, a summoner weapon that summons squirrels, as I wanted to do a summoner run this go around since I'm now in 1.4 mod. Exploring more to the left, I came across a large pyramid in a desert. It had a locked door at the entrance, the key of which I would get later on. I then went underground, mining for auras as you do in early game. I found a weird geo deep below that I couldn't mine. An enemy dropped an earth fragment later, and from there on I assumed every biome had a fragment of its type. I made a gold pick and was finally able to mine that weird rock. Vibrant shards, very cool. It could be made into a type of bar. I then found a cloud in a bottle, very nice. While exploring the ice biome, a permafrost construct spawned. It had a lot of health, so I made sure not to engage it. I stayed down in the ice biome for quite some time, killing flinxes to get a flinx fur coat. Now I have 2 squirrels. I then took to the sky, finding a sky island with a tiny moon accessory. It made 2 moons that orbit you and deal a small amount of damage. I then found fledgling wings in a different sky island. When I landed, I bombed a Crimson Heart because progression skips are cool. Not long after, a goblin army spawned. Lucky me. It kicked my ass, but I defeated it after a bit. When organizing my chests in a small house, one of the books turned out to be a water bolt. Great. Post-Skeletron weapon just sitting there the whole time. I then bought a leather whip from the zoologist, my first whip. Not sure if this mod has modded whips yet. Probably. I then found the Tinkerer. Hooray! After a bit, a slime rain started, and of course I began a crusade against slimes to get a free king slime fight. I set up magic storage as it was going, and then the king arrived. Enjoy the fight. bit of a long one, but the king went down. With a solidifier in hand, I was able to make goop wood, then make wormwood armor. It was a summoner set that gave you flower turrets over your head. I then went back to mining, finding Hermes boots and upgrading them into Spectre boots. Then into the jungle I went, seeking materials to upgrade my whip. After a bit, I crafted the Snap Thorn, not yet nerfed in this version of Tmod. I was then ready for the Eye of Cthulhu. Enjoy the fight. Eye of Cthulhu down. Right after it died, a nature construct spawned. Each biome has one of these. All of them pop out a spirit when they were destroyed, and defeating this spirit gave its aura. They all gave debuffs while in the inventory. I crafted this one into a nature spirit staff to round out the episode. It was a summon weapon that used void to cast. Essentially how void works is that weapons use void to attack. In the case of summon weapons, it eats up a chunk of void for how much the cost is. So if you have 100 void, and a summon costs 25 void, you can summon up to 4 of them without using summon slots. Probably not a good idea to use all 100 though, as enemies can deal void damage, and you get a debuff when you run out of void. The Nature Spirit Staff made a small boy that healed you when it dealt damage. And with that, we finish out this episode. As it is episode 1, I'm not going to talk about upgrades made, but I will next episode. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Join my Discord. Blade Burger out.